Welcome to Eye on the Bay. I'm Brian Hackney at Travis Air Force Base. What do the Air Force, a milkman, and a plane carrying a banner headline have in common? Well, they're all there to deliver something, really. We call this a ride-along show. See what people do for a living on the road and in the air. But we're going to begin here, 4 miles high, traveling 400 miles an hour to ride along while we fill up a gas tank. This is a story that begins out at Travis Air Force Base. It actually begins well before dawn on the tarmac at Travis Air Force Base. It is freezing this morning, but you cannot hurry this process along. You have to figure out exactly what you're doing, where, when, how fast, how high, and that means you have to be briefed.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Captain Gil Torres, and we'll be briefing our flight today for extender 1-4.
And not just one briefing.
So we'll take off out of Travis, kind of head toward the Bay Area. We'll make a turn up north.
2 briefings. And this for something air crews do almost every single day at Travis. From this base in Fairfield, in Solano County, they fly huge tankers to points all over the world, stuffed with thousands of gallons of aviation fuel to fill up other aircraft, and they do it 4 miles high. The aircraft we're climbing aboard is a KC-10. That one. It's a military version of the DC-10 commercial airlines fly. Well, this is what your commercial jetliner would look like if it didn't have seats, overhead bins, and stewardesses. When the plane isn't ferrying freight above deck, below deck are tanks capable of carrying over 300,000 pounds or 50,000 gallons of jet fuel. When you're carrying 310,000 pounds of fuel, it goes without saying. We're so heavy, we gobble up most of Travis's 2-mile long runway, and so laden with gas that once we do get airborne, we can't land again until we get rid of the fuel.
Extender 1-4 pilot, maintain 9,000. We are just off the coast of Mendocino, so just a little bit north of the Bay Area.
Our mission calls for us to follow a refueling track up the coast to Oregon to rendezvous with another gas tanker and then to turn south toward San Luis Obispo to meet up with a third aircraft.
We've just landed the other tanker. The object is to get close enough to that other tanker to stick a straw in it and transfer fuel from one carrier to the other.
First, we'll practice receiving fuel.
And the point today is this is purely training.
Exactly. Today's exactly all training.
Because fueling and flying ain't easy.
It's challenging, because, there's another airplane, 10 feet away from me, so
it's an aerial ballet at 400 miles an hour.
Closing in about 1 foot per second.
4 miles off the ground, trying to thread the other tanker's fuel probe into a tiny hole over his head that the pilot can't even see.
This is absolutely amazing.
Contact interphone.
You're actually looking at the base of the boom pilot in the other aircraft. You can see his face behind his windows. He's looking back toward us. We pull back and reveal our own cockpit. That's how close we are at 21,000 feet high. Now we're going to suck out about 30,000 pounds worth of fuel.
Pilots practice this maneuver again and again so as not to lose their touch. Because if the giant plane drifts a couple of feet this way or that, the tankers have to break away to avoid a collision. Now, they say it's better to give than to receive. And that's what we're going to do right now, at the back of the plane. This is where the boom operator or the in-flight fuel refiller is going to sit and guide that boom. And he's got the best seat in the house. Look at this view.
I'm going to start extending out now.
Uncle Sam spends about $1 million to train and keep a boom operator like Master Sergeant Rob Tabor, who pilots a giant fuel probe using joysticks.
It flies just like an airplane. Rudders, elevators, flies left, right, up and down. And contact interphone.
You can hear the massive pumps pushing fuel into the C-17 cargo plane in tow.
Right now we're offloading gas at about the rate of 8,000 pounds a minute.
That would fill up the average car in a little over half a second.
Now we're going to disconnect.
The military's been refueling planes in flight almost as long as there have been planes in flight.
They started doing this at biplanes.
But why gas up planes in midair in the first place?
There are certain situations, say in combat or operation, where it's not feasible to land.
By sipping off tankers, planes can fly non-stop to the other side of the globe, say to Afghanistan and back.
Instead of landing on the way, they hit multiple tankers so they can complete one entire mission without having to land.
The Air Force has gas tankers in the air all over the world 24 hours a day.
And you can keep giving us a little more gas. Roger.
And crews trained to do this in all kinds of weather, not just on picture-perfect days in the Bay Area.
Very relaxing, very scenic.
Mission time, 4 hours and 27 minutes.
That is, one of the most amazing things I've ever done in the history of my career. And I hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. By the way, even though this was my first flight doing this kind of thing, I think I got it down. And yes.
Contact.
First time, every time. Listen, if you want more information on what they do here or anything you see during the course of the show, log on to our website, cbs5.com/Eye on the Bay. Coming up, right along with the last remaining milkmen in the Bay Area. It's a throwback to another era and a service you might want to get reacquainted with. Plus, you've seen these planes towing banners. We'll ride along with them too. Welcome back to Eye on the Bay, our ride-along show where we just finished refueling at 25,000 feet. Now, Dave Stokes going to hit the road for something a little old-fashioned. So you're one of the last milkmen in the Bay Area, right?
I think I'm the last one.
You're the last one?
Yeah.
Pat Barella is one of a kind.
I am Swiss-Italian by blood, Argentinian by birth, and American by choice.
25 years ago, this Swiss, Italian, Argentinian American bought a milk route.
These are all your customers right here.
That's for today only. And this is not the longest route.
Tuesday is his longest route.
I start at 5 in the morning and I finish by midnight.
Each week, 300 families all over the San Francisco Bay Area rely on Pat to bring them their milk.
They need 5 of the 1%.
5 1%.
And other perishables.
2 avocados, 2 mangoes.
I got a news flash for you. They have this at the Safeway, you know.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Of course they can get it on the store.
Parking is horrible.
I mean, I could go to the store, but it's more fun to have a milkman.
Plus, milk is heavy.
People love the idea of having a milkman.
Most of these people had a milkman when they were kids.
I grew up around here and we had a milkman and he was a great guy named Al.
A lot of people tell me that their kids will not know what a milkman is. It wasn't for me.
One time, Pat was stopped by the police in Tony Hillsborough, who then searched his milk truck.
Because they never heard about a milkman, and they thought that I was maybe loading my truck with goods.
Goods. I'll do this one?
Yeah.
You can let me do this?
The front porch.
The front porch, I can handle that. All right. A little help here.
There is an art to being a milkman.
The left or the right-hand side? Do you knock on the door? What do you do?
Some houses I knock on the door, some don't. This one in the left.
After all, he is delivering the milk of human kindness.
My customers are my extended family. You ever been in a milk truck? I know their kids, the name of their dogs. You're so beautiful. Yeah. Sometimes they tell me their problems.
We've shared many a secret.
Has he ever caught you in your pajamas?
Oh, goodness. 12 years. What do you think?
You have to be discreet.
Bye.
But in the milk business, there's a thin white line.
Should we pick up the newspaper?
I don't think it's a good idea.
Why not?
Because they're going to have to do it every week.
And you can't chat up every customer.
If you spend 1 minute extra per stop, that is 2 extra hours on the route.
It all adds up.
See you, bye-bye, thank you.
12-hour days, driving hard, working hard.
Doesn't your back hurt after a while?
Oh yeah.
No wonder Pat's the last milkman.
You're a dying breed.
And he almost did leave us when a dot-com giant called Webvan rode into town.
I couldn't get any new customers in those years. Not a single one. But I lost only one customer of my whole route.
But Webvan came and went.
Boom! And Webvan imploded, filing for bankruptcy.
Now Pat, he's the Bay Area's milkman.
Well, there's still people that want my service, and I enjoy doing this.
Still to come, you've seen these banner planes. Now see how they attach the banners to the planes. It is very cool. That's next.
From Livermore, welcome back to Eye on the Bay. I'm Brian Hackney. Specifically, obviously, we're here at the airport for our final ride-along of the show, because not long ago, I looked up in the sky, saw one of those small planes carrying a banner behind it, and I thought, I gotta hop on board one of those and see what this is all about.
Bob Franklin's Aerial Banner Services opens its hangar doors early.
This is your business, your plane.
A friend of mine had this business, and I asked him if he could teach me how to do it, and he said no, because I'm just too big and I don't fit in the cockpits and things like that. So eventually I talked him into it, and he started teaching me how to do it, and eventually I bought him out of the business.
Now, what special modifications does it have to have in order to do what you do?
The primary thing is that there has to be an FAA-approved tail hook attachment assembly.
Okay.
You're always concerned about the safety of the banner. We're very careful about how we get the equipment set up.
Do you actually lift off with the banner attached?
No, I actually have a trapeze, essentially 2 poles with a tow rope set through between the 2 poles. The plane comes through the trapeze and does a maximum performance climb.
What's the vertical speed of the plane?
You're at about 80 miles an hour across the rope.
80 miles an hour, 12 feet high.
Right. So it is very precision flying, and the pilots love to do this because this is so different than other flying.
Yeah.
Because you get to go out in a small plane, you get to do some exciting maneuvers, and there's no matter what you're doing, you're having fun.
How many wedding proposals do you suppose, ballpark, has this plane carried?
We're now past 4,733
wedding proposals.
Wedding proposals. We have another one coming up later this week.
What's the success rate, by the way?
Well, that's the cute thing about this, is that we have never had a turn down.
No!
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Yes,
you're batting 1,000. How much does it cost for somebody to launch a wedding proposal?
As long as it's inside the Bay Area, we charge a flat rate of $489. So we do a lot of happy 25th anniversary, happy birthday.
Okay, these are the letters then.
Right.
Okay.
And so you notice that these letters are well used. Some of these letters are as much as 30 years old.
Okay, and this is the letter A.
And this is the letter A.
Yeah.
Now at 1,000 feet, this looks like a perfect letter. They're simply clipped together. You notice that this has a strong nylon strap.
Yeah.
And it clips into a corresponding clip at the other end, and it locks in place. Our pilot today is Neil Kumar.
We've met. Nice to see you. Where are you going to fly it?
We are flying, it's actually a freeway tow. We'll try to cover as many freeways as we can and try to hit places where there's more traffic congestion in the morning.
So right there, you start the hook out.
Okay, so here he this is like a scene from North by Northwest. He is really coming close. He's going to come over and pluck it now. How low is he going to get?
He's going to, right now he's about 15 feet off the ground.
Wow. You got it? Look at that. Oh my God, and there it goes. Lifting straight up. Wow. You know, you have a guess how many people during the morning commute are going to see that message?
Well, the typical number for over the Bay Bridge is about 150,000 people an hour.
Okay, but somewhere between 200 and 300,000 people will see that message.
Yes, yeah. It's astonishing how effective this is at getting messages out.
And job done, Anil drops off the banner. Very cool ride-along. You've seen them all flying overhead. Now you know what banner planes are all about. And if you want more information on any of the ride-alongs that we've done, log on to our website, cbs5.com/Eye on the Bay.
That'll do it for tonight's show. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Brian Hackney. We'll see you next time. Now I'm going to ride along home.